Lily's heart pounded as she pushed open the attic door. Dust motes danced in the single ray of sunlight. The air was stale and heavy, thick with the scent of forgotten things. The attic belonged to her grandmother, a place shrouded in whispers and shadows. Lily took a hesitant step inside, her eyes struggling to adjust to the dimness. Cobwebs clung to every surface, and the floorboards creaked ominously beneath her feet. She shivered, a prickle of unease crawling up her spine. Grandmother had always forbidden her from entering the attic. It was her private sanctuary, a place where memories lingered like ghosts. But grandmother was gone now, and the old house felt strangely empty without her. Lily cautiously made her way deeper into the attic, her hand trailing along a dusty shelf piled high with books. Sunbeams slanted through cracks in the boarded-up windows, illuminating the chaos within. She could hear the rustle of mice in the walls and the distant cooing of pigeons nesting in the eaves. Lily's gaze fell upon a trunk tucked away in a shadowy corner. It was covered in faded velvet and adorned with tarnished brass hinges. Intrigued, she knelt down and ran her fingers over the cold metal. What secrets did it hold? The trunk proved difficult to open. Its hinges groaned in protest as Lily struggled with the latch. Finally, with a loud crack, it sprang open, revealing a treasure trove of forgotten memories. Yellowed lace, a cracked hand mirror, a leather-bound diary with a silver clasp. And then she saw her. Nestled amongst the moth-eaten garments and faded photographs lay a porcelain doll. Its once bright dress was now a dull grey, its tiny shoes stiff with age. Lily carefully lifted the doll, brushing away the cobwebs that clung to its delicate features. The doll's eyes were the colour of dark chocolate, startlingly lifelike beneath its painted lashes. They seemed to follow Lily's every move, their gaze both mesmerizing and unsettling. Its lips were parted in a slight smile, revealing a row of tiny, pearly teeth. But it was the doll's hair that truly captivated Lily. It was a rich auburn colour, styled in elaborate ringlets that cascaded down its back. But as Lily ran her fingers through the doll's hair, she noticed something strange. The hair felt oddly real, soft and silky against her skin. Lily shivered, a sudden chill running down her spine. Why did this doll feel so different? There was something about it, something she couldn't quite place. Lily decided to take the doll back to her room. She carried it carefully, its porcelain limbs cold against her skin. In the bright light of her bedroom, the doll seemed less eerie, its painted features softened by the afternoon sun. Lily sat on her bed, propping the doll up against a pillow. She studied its delicate features, wondering about its past. Who had loved this doll? What had become of them, and why had her grandmother kept it hidden away in the attic for all these years? As Lily gazed at the doll, she thought she heard something. A faint whisper, barely audible above the hum of the summer afternoon. It seemed to be coming from the doll, but that was impossible. Dolls couldn't talk. Lily leaned closer, her heart pounding in her chest. "Did you say something?" she whispered, her voice trembling slightly. Silence met her question. Lily chided herself for being silly. It was probably just the wind whistling through the old house, playing tricks on her imagination. Lily placed the doll on her bedside table, its unblinking gaze following her every move. She tried to shake off the unsettling feeling that had settled over her. It was just a doll, an old, forgotten toy. There was nothing to be afraid of. That night, Lily found it difficult to sleep. She kept hearing things. Soft whispers, the creak of floorboards, the rustle of unseen things moving in the darkness. Each time she turned over, she could feel the doll's unblinking gaze upon her. In the morning, Lily awoke with a start. She could have sworn she had left her bedroom door open, but now it was firmly closed. Had she closed it in her sleep? She couldn't remember. As Lily went about her day, she couldn't shake the feeling that something was amiss. Small objects seemed to have been moved, things misplaced. A book left open on the table, a glass of water half empty. At first, Lily dismissed it as her own forgetfulness, but as the day wore on, the incidents became more frequent, more unsettling. A vase of flowers toppled over, its contents spilling across the floor. A picture frame fell from the wall, shattering into 1,000 pieces, and each time, Lily couldn't shake the feeling that the doll was somehow responsible, but that was impossible. Dolls couldn't move objects, could they? One evening, as Lily sat reading in her room, she felt a cold breeze brush against her cheek. She looked up, startled, but there was no window open, no draft to explain the sudden chill. It was then that she noticed the doll. It was no longer on her bedside table. Lily's heart pounded in her chest as she searched her room, her eyes scanning every shadowy corner. Where could it have gone? It was just a doll. It couldn't have moved on its own. Lily found the doll sitting on the window seat, its porcelain face illuminated by the moonlight streaming through the glass. Its eyes seemed to gleam with an eerie light, its tiny lips curved into a knowing smile. As Lily approached the doll, she heard it again, the whisper, soft and low but unmistakable this time. It seemed to slither around her, sending shivers down her spine. "Lily!" the whisper hissed. "We need to talk." Lily stumbled back, her breath catching in her throat. The doll's mouth hadn't moved, yet she had heard the whisper as clearly as if someone were standing right beside her. Terror tightened its grip on Lily's throat. She couldn't breathe, couldn't scream. Lily's mind raced, trying to make sense of the impossible. The doll was talking to her, but how? And what did it want? "Who are you?" Lily whispered, her voice trembling with fear. The doll tilted its head to the side, its painted eyes boring into Lily's soul. "I am the doll," it whispered back, its voice as cold and sharp as shattered glass. "And I have a message for you." Lily took a step back, her heart pounding in her chest. "What message?" she asked, her voice barely a croak. "This house is mine," the doll hissed, "and you are not welcome here." Lily felt a cold dread creep up her spine. The doll's words were laced with a chilling malice, a threat veiled in innocence. It was then that Lily realized the truth. This doll was not just haunted, it was evil. "I'm not afraid of you," Lily lied, trying to sound braver than she felt. The doll let out a soft, chilling laugh that echoed through the room. "You should be," it whispered, "very afraid." Lily knew she had to get out of the house to find help, but something held her rooted to the spot, her feet frozen in place by fear. Lily knew she couldn't stay in the room with the doll any longer. Gathering her courage, she lunged for the doll, snatching it up from the window seat. It felt surprisingly heavy in her hands, as if it were filled with something cold and lifeless. Lily raced out of her bedroom and down the stairs, her bare feet pounding against the wooden steps. She had to get rid of the doll, to destroy it before it could harm her. Lily burst out of the house and into the cool night air. She ran towards the old well at the back of the property, her mind racing. The well was ancient, its depths shrouded in darkness. It was the perfect place to dispose of the evil doll. As Lily stood at the edge of the well, she hesitated for a moment. What if the doll's evil followed her, even to the bottom of the well? What if it found a way to return? But she couldn't let fear control her. Taking a deep breath, Lily hurled the doll into the darkness. She heard a sickening thud as it hit the bottom, followed by an eerie silence. Lily stood there for a long moment, her heart pounding in her chest. The silence was almost deafening. Had she done the right thing? Was the doll truly gone? As she turned to leave, Lily noticed something glinting in the moonlight. It was a small silver locket lying half hidden in the grass near the well. It must have fallen from the doll when Lily threw it in. Lily picked up the locket and examined it more closely. It was tarnished with age, but she could make out a delicate inscription on its surface. "To my beloved Amelia, may you always be protected from harm." Lily's breath caught in her throat. Amelia. That was her grandmother's name. Was this her locket? But what was it doing with the doll? Lily's mind raced as she tried to piece together the puzzle. Her grandmother, the locket, the doll, the whispers. There was a connection, she was sure of it. But what was it? Lily ran back to the house, the locket clutched tightly in her hand. She had to find out more about her grandmother's past, about the doll's true nature. Maybe then she would understand why these strange and terrifying events were happening to her. Lily raced up to the attic, her heart pounding in her chest. She had to find her grandmother's diary, the one she had seen in the trunk with the doll. Maybe it held the answers she sought. Lily found the diary tucked away in the back of a dusty shelf. Its leather cover was worn, its pages filled with faded ink. Lily opened the diary and began to read, her eyes scanning the spidery handwriting. As she read, her blood ran cold. The diary entries revealed a dark and disturbing secret, a tale of love, betrayal, and a desperate act of revenge. Lily's grandmother, Amelia, had been deeply in love with a young man named Edward, but he had broken her heart and left her forever. Consumed by grief and rage, Amelia had sought solace in the dark arts. She had made a pact with a malevolent entity, trading her soul for the power to exact revenge on the man who had wronged her. The entity had gifted Amelia with the porcelain doll, instructing her to give it to Edward's future bride as a wedding gift. The doll was cursed, imbued with Amelia's pain and rage. It was a vessel of vengeance designed to bring misery and misfortune to all who possessed it. Lily's heart pounded in her chest as she realized the truth. The doll was not just evil, it was a reflection of her grandmother's broken heart, a testament to the destructive power of unchecked rage and despair. Lily knew she couldn't stay in the house a moment longer. She had to escape the doll's evil, to break free from the curse that had plagued her family for generations. Lily fled the attic, the diary clutched tightly in her hand. As she ran out of the house and into the night, she could hear the faint echo of her grandmother's voice whispering in the wind. "Beware the doll," it hissed. "It will consume all that you hold dear." Lily didn't look back. She knew that the doll would never stop hunting her, that its evil would follow her wherever she went. But she was determined to break the curse, to find a way to free herself and her family from its grasp. The doll may have been a vessel of vengeance, but Lily refused to let it control her destiny. She would find a way to defeat it, even if it meant confronting the darkest secrets of her family's past.